Welcome everybody to Long Beach, California. We are at Veterans Memorial Stadium. It is time for some NISA soccer action. Tonight, the home team, Los Angeles Force, getting ready to go up against Capo FC. Ardith Dakari along with Dennis Pope, proud to be bringing you tonight's match live via Goal Media. Dennis, we're ready for this one. LA Force, obviously you've got to be feeling good. What about Capo FC?
They have 2 draws under their belt so far as a professional club. They've scored 2 goals in 2 matches, so they need to find a way to score some more goals, I think. I don't know if they come into this game with a whole lot of confidence. I think they need to find their way still into the season.
And we take a look at the keys to the match. Number 1, withstand early pressure. 2, maintain midfield connection. 3, find more than one goal. Clearly, we're talking about Capo FC.
Yep, Capo FC, they have to withstand that early pressure. LA Force is going to try and bring it tonight. I think, without a doubt, they have to sit back and kind of absorb a little bit. And this is for LA Force. I think they have to find an early goal, right? They have to move that ball through midfield, so midfield ball movement is important. And they have to limit set pieces because they were susceptible in week 1 in set piece plays. So they have to find a way to defend well.
And a key I really want to focus on is key number 2, midfield ball movement. I mean, let's face it, when we look back at the game against Arizona Monsoon, midfield didn't really have to do that much work. It was the wing backs of Arizona Monsoon that really got burned. So obviously Capo FC coming into this match, head coach Peter Carey obviously has done his homework. I don't think we're going to see LA Force scoring goals the same exact way. They're going to have to change things up, and this is going to, bring out more creativity from their midfield playmakers.
Well, first for LA Force, you got to try and find that pace, right? Get out in front and see if Capo can handle it. Whether or not they've coached it or not is one thing, right? To be able to actually handle it on Saturday night is another. LA Force with Mohamed War and Joel Quist, right? A dynamic outside tandem at the forward position this season so far, and they're giving teams problems.
And when looking back at what Capo FC has done this season, they've not been defeated yet. A 1-1 draw against Irvine Zeta, a 1-1 draw against Arizona Monsoon. But something else in particular to talk about is that they've really left it late to score a goal, and they probably thought they had won the match when they scored when Parker Scalzo scored in the 89th minute, but they ended up conceding a goal into stoppage time. That definitely has got to be viewed as dropped points.
Definitely, when you allow a goal in stoppage time, without a doubt, you leave there feeling like it's a loss, no matter the result, even if you were able to maintain a point from that. Capo FC has to find a way to get 3 points this season, kind of get that monkey off their shoulder. It's a big one as a professional club. They've made the transition from amateur to professional here in the professional ranks, and they have to find a way to take 3 points every time out, or it's going to be very, very tough this season for them.
And we're looking back at LA Force's previous home match here. That was a game they're very comfortable against Arizona Monsoon. It really is fair to say that they've got to be expecting something different from Capo FC. I mean, like you've said before, Capo FC, making that huge change to the next level. But Arizona Monsoon looked like a team that looked like they were, newcomers to this league. I mean, do you expect some of these games as well from Capo, or do you think their results so far show that they're kind of a tough nut to crack?
I know Capo FC is a good club, is a strong club, has a great mentality amongst its players. LA Force this season, though, has stocked its roster to the point where the talents on the field may have more to do with the results for LA Force this season than Capo FC or any particular team, maybe 1 or 2 in the East Conference. But it's hard to say that Irvine Zeta, Capo FC, or Arizona Monsoon match up well with what Force have on the roster this season.
We'll be getting, of course, we're moments away from kickoff, but first, the playing of our national anthem.
Serving at home and overseas with the national anthem performed by Katrina Pesek.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
You got to like this feeling. Another one of those SoCal Derby feelings. LA Force versus Capo FC. Some of these players have got to be very familiar with one another. Obviously, both coaches are ready. And you're wondering, of course, this at times is like a chess match. Which coach did a better job of preparing? That's obviously a question we're not going to focus on too much. But both teams clearly have got to be prepared, and we're going to see how things go once we get started.
LA Force haven't played in 2 weeks. Capo played just last week.
And of course, and with that, it's easy to talk about rust. I don't think we'd want to talk about it too much this early in the season. I like to think that LA Force has stayed busy ever since that win over Arizona Monsoon.
3 consecutive home matches now, though, for LA Force, too. So pretty comfortable start to the season. 4 points so far, a win and a draw. I think they have eyes on 3 points tonight. Capo FC is going to do their best to maintain their unbeaten record.
And one thing's for sure, when comparing this match to the previous home match, you got to love the weather that we have today. I mean, last time, totally different. It was windy, it was rainy, it was cold, it was pretty much everything.
Yeah, today is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Southern California. Can't beat it. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
And getting ready for the start of this match. Both teams are ready. We'll take a look at Capo FC in their huddle. Plenty to be said.
Got a nice view of the Long Beach Pyramid from here, as well as downtown Los Angeles.
An excellent location for tonight's match, that's for sure. And now we take a look at the starting lineup for the LA Force. A few changes, one of those in the back line. Aiden Bauer is not in the starting lineup tonight for the Force.
Alexander Thompson-Hill gets the start. He came in as a sub against Arizona Monsoon for the last few minutes. Played pretty well. Now he gets a start.
And as for Capo FC, Jordan Martinez getting the start in goal instead of Nathan King.
A little bit of a late call there. I really like Parker Scalzo. Again, NISA Nation Player of the Week several times. Has really displayed a goal-scoring touch for Capo at several levels.
We're just waiting for the whistle from the main official, and we will get started. Michael Salazar alone for the kickoff. Referee looking around. And there is the whistle. We are underway. And as we get started, proud to announce and recognize Zara, the official soccer ball sponsor of NISA. And early on, LA Force already pushing the ball forward. Already have a throw in deep in Capo FC territory. I think they're obviously looking for that early goal.
Classic start to the game where you play the ball back to the midfielder and he boots it one way or the other deep up one of the sides. Use that tactic a lot in youth soccer.
And that was Daniel Segal getting the last touch. Alexander Thompson-Hill will be taking the throw in, playing as the left back. Headed away, but not out to safety. And here's a shot going just over the bar. But already Michael Salazar, it was not on target, but is definitely an attempt on goal.
Hit that volley. Michael Salazar, hello.
And right now, everyone on that Capo FC bench got to be breathing a sigh of relief. You just would not want to start that way, conceding a goal in the first minute. I mean, you're not going to, not implying that it would hurt their confidence, but it definitely wouldn't help.
We talked about it pregame, right? Force wants to score that early goal. Capo has to find a way to not allow an early goal.
And Cole Symes playing it back to Manuel Kariuki. And he's able to find Miles Hodgson. The cross, this could be a good opportunity. Some space, maybe a shot. Will we see it? Yes, it's a goal. Capo FC has taken the lead. Brandon Zambrano striking in the second minute.
Capo undeterred, coming right back down the field in the pinstripes. Beautiful. Scoring that goal in the second minute. We almost thought we had a goal from LA Force in the first minute. Capo FC scores in the second minute. Brandon Zambrano gives Capo an early lead. The ball back to the penalty spot. Left-footed attempt. Sneaks right inside the near post. It's a nice shot. It's an early goal and an early lead for Capo FC.
And looking back at that goal, I have no choice but to say it, and I will say it. The LA Force backline, LA Force defenders at bay, they did not look very comfortable. They were all over the place. And Capo FC able to expose those weaknesses. They have a 1-0 lead. And when we look back at the goals they've scored this season, Gustavo Chavez in the 85th minute against Irvine Zeta, that helped them share the spoils. Their next game at home, Parker Scalzo scoring in the 89th minute. But now, going from one extreme to the other, getting a goal now in the 2nd minute, Brandon Zambrano, a perfect start.
That miss from Salazar was a little bit of a wake-up call, and all of a sudden they're back down the field, and they have a lead. Capo, I think that's their, first lead in the first half this season, certainly.
I think we're definitely in for an entertaining match. And how will LA Force respond? They've been in a situation like this before. Against Irvine Zeta, they were down 2-0. They came back to get that 2-2 draw. And off the throw-in, Capo FC looking aggressive early on. Head coach Peter Carey has got to be thrilled, he's got to be thrilled with what he's seeing. Scoring the goal and just being aggressive, going to the ball first, not waiting for the ball to come to them.
It takes so much pressure off that early goal. It allows you to be aggressive, right, in mindful aggressiveness going forward without fear.
And looking at the personnel on the pitch for LA Force, no change with the center backs. Dekel Kainen and Ivan Hernandez. Today, Alexander Thompson-Hill playing as left back. Ronaldo Lamelli playing as the right back.
Kainen, of course, the head coach, is now making his 2nd consecutive start. Force signed Garrett Hogman in the offseason to play that number 4 center back role. He's on the bench tonight.
That was Brian Ortega who had it for a moment to Dante Brigida. That time was looking for Joel Quist. LA Force providing some pressure. But even though they've conceded an early goal, what's very important for the LA Force is that they've got to stick to their plan. They cannot get away from their plan. There's no room to panic. There's a lot of minutes left to be played. They've got to do what they came out here to do.
Yeah, it's way too early to abandon the game plan. You got one shot so far, so yeah, stick to it. Goals will come for LA Force.
And Brian Ortega having some trouble bringing the ball down. And there is a whistle and a free kick now for the LA Force. We already see our first booking of the match, and it is Daniel Segal getting himself in the book. And not surprised about that call, to be honest. Took away a pretty good goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, quick early card. Referee taking command of this match. Segal, yeah, comes in late.
It was Dante Brigida brought down. And he had space. And, looking back at the foul, you might say that was a foul worth taking for Capo. The only negative about that is you have one of your midfielders already in the book very early in the match. And I think that's going to be the cue for LA Force to kind of go after him a little bit more because he's not going to want to risk getting sent off.
Thompson-Hill did take a free kick in the last match, about 30 yards from goal right now.
And now playing it to the side instead, kind of using Thompson-Hill as a decoy. Mohamed War to Lamelli, cut it back, and it did go out of bounds for a corner kick. And that time it was Cole Symes helping out, trying to keep the ball out of play, or trying to keep the ball in play. I'm sure he probably would have wanted that to go out of bounds for a throw-in, but it will be a corner kick for the LA Force.
Ortega over there with Hill.
And one of the keys to this match for LA Force, limit set piece opportunities, but let's see how they do with their set piece opportunities tonight. And here comes the in-swinger. There was a touch from Quist. Not a very good corner, to be honest. Capo FC wanting to clear their lines very quickly. Thompson-Hill wanting to send it to the penalty area. Good defensive play. Looks like that one was blocked by Miles Hodgson.
In the 6th minute of play.
Lamelli with the throw-in. Getting it to the captain, Michael Salazar. Lamelli plays it back to Ivan Hernandez. And that ball being sent forward. I was just about to say LA Force would have to be careful who would get that first touch. Capo FC doing a good job clearing their lines. Flag does come up for offside.
Capo can afford to relax a little bit here. Be tactful in their connections moving forward.
Now, will we see Capo FC want to get some moves going a lot? Will they want to get their midfielders involved in their attacks a lot? Or are they going to try and sit back a bit, maybe play things safe with the long ball? Cole Symes plays it back to his keeper, Jordan Martinez. And that ball taking a bounce. LA Force will want to limit those kinds of mistakes. There's the goal scorer, Brandon Zambrano, pushing it to the outside. And that time he was looking for Brian Herrera, just a little too far. Seth Torman with kind of a shaky touch at first, and his clearance going straight to Cole Symes. To Cameron Vickers, back to Symes. Some good ball movement. Will we see a shot from long range? We do, but there was a deflection, and that will be the first corner kick of the night for Capo FC.
Capo starting to apply some pressure here in the attacking third.
And it's their quick touches in midfield where LA Force is going to really have to be a little bit more aggressive. Like you said, staying compact. They need to be moving the ball out in midfield. But right now we are seeing Capo FC being aggressive, and they're playing very well.
LA Force has to stay with their men here.
And here comes the corner kick. Keeper's not coming out, headed away by Dekel Kainen. Brian Herrera wanted it, but instead it was Cole Symes who went to it first. He's trying to send it into the penalty area, going off the foot of Michael Salazar. Nice work from Symes to shield the ball away from Joel Quist.
Force have to find a way to get Quist and War the ball moving forward here.
And that's Dylan Shockey playing as the right back. Was looking for Zambrano, got to him. Zambrano did not get the touch he really wanted. LA Force trying to get something going on the counterattack. Some good touches. That flag stays down. This could be a good opportunity to find the equalizer. Will we see a shot? We do! And that one actually hitting the side of the net. It was Dante Brigida. I'm sure some of the LA Force fans were ready to cheer. They might have thought it gone in, but no, hit the side of the net.
Decent effort from Brigida. Just wide of the post into the side netting. That's more what we need to see from Force. Exposing those wide areas.
And they're very quick on that counterattack. But one thing that we continue to see from Capo FC that you got to like from them, after that shot did go out of bounds for a goal kick, the ball quickly coming back into play. You don't see Capo FC with this attitude of, we have a 1-0 lead, let's just sit on it and protect it and park the bus and slow things down. They want to keep this game moving fast. You can tell they have that. They want to up tempo. They want to be up tempo in this.
It's good to see a confident stance from Capo with a lead rather than just protective.
And a very good first touch from Muhammad War, and that'll be another yellow card for Capo FC, and this time it's Miles Hodgson. That yellow card coming in the 11th minute, basically in the 11th minute.
Capo FC came into this match without a yellow card and has 2 in the first 12 minutes here.
And that's got to be something it's got to be something it's got to be a little concerning. I think we could definitely see some substitutions to start the second half. For the rest of this first half, they've got to be very careful with the contact they make, with how physical they play. But that was an excellent first touch from Muhammad War, and he was amazing. He was excellent in the previous match with a brace. We'll take this free kick. That's the question now. Will it be Thompson Hill? It will be Ortega once again. This could be the opportunity. Oh, not able to get his head on the ball. It actually last went off of Ivan Hernandez, and he is very dangerous on set-piece opportunities. We've seen that before on more than one occasion.
He was stuck between two minds there. I don't think he was expecting it to come all the way through to him. It did land onto his left foot, but he wasn't able to do anything with it. Both Capo cards, by the way, coming on LA Force counterattacks. So very dangerous so far.
Definitely will be a factor from here on out. I can't expect Capo FC to be making any early substitutions. Dekel Kainen climbing high to get to that 50-50 ball. Gets to Joel Quist. Dylan Shockey doing a nice job sending it out of bounds, not allowing much space. Looking at the personnel on the pitch for Capo, the two center backs, surely they'll be busy tonight. Kian Aminlu and Manuel Kariuki.
That's a very tall order back there with Salazar, War, and Quist.
And we talked about that previous win for LA Force. It was the wingbacks of Arizona Monsoon FC that got absolutely torched. So the wingbacks tonight, they know they have their hands full. And like you said, center backs as well got their hands full.
I think it's the most formidable front line in NISA this season so far. Salazar has to find his way into the scorebook.
And that's a good ball from Segal to Cameron Vickers. And playing it back that time to Miles Hodgson. And you could tell that Cole Symes really wanted that one. Might have been a little bit of miscommunication. We are either way. We're in the 14th minute of play. Capo FC with a 1-0 lead over the LA Force. That throw in taken quickly. Nice job readjusting. Taking the shot that time was Parker Scalzo. Little high, but you got to like that he was able to get that touch and give himself the opportunity.
He will maneuver his body here to fire a left-handed blast, but it's way over the bar.
Getting the ball out quickly to Dekel Kainen. Now Alexander Thompson Hill losing the ball to Scalzo. Momentarily almost got it back. Now Justin Jovel whistle for the foul on Brandon Zambrano. And it's this kind of shaky play where LA Force has got to clean up, or they will find themselves being punished for it.
Jovel pretty definitive in that foul, but agreed. They lost the ball there and did not do well to try and earn it back.
And Cameron Vickers to take the free kick. Really want to whip this one into the middle of the penalty area. They don't really have as many numbers, not pushing too many players forward. Off the head of Kainen, coming right back to Vickers. Does take a bounce, does a good job shielding the ball away from Brigida. Shockey. Now to Symes, a very nice turn, cuts it back. Ball's played to the outside. Blocked. Brigida able to find Michael Salazar. He's got options. And he, of course, looking for Muhammad War. Can he win that battle against Kariuki? Kariuki was playing the ball a little bit on the ground at first, and Muhammad War surprised with that call from the official.
Kariuki was all over him there. Thought Ward had won that battle, so to speak.
And that's a battle we're going to have to keep an eye on.
And War had positioned onto the ball. And Kariuki was on top of him there, so it's interesting that the referee called it that way.
And we see where Miles Hodgson is playing. When you're taking a look at the personnel on the pitch for Capo, you might be thinking, okay, Muhammad War, is he going to win those battles against Miles Hodgson? But I think when we see basically what Capo FC is showing us is that we are seeing those three center backs and playing with two wing backs. And like I said, we got to keep an eye on some of those battles where Manuel Kariuki is going to want to take on Muhammad War. Now it's Justin Jovel losing space pretty quickly, but there was a foul. Will be a free kick for the men in black.
Ivan Hernandez up to take the free kick.
And aside from the rough start for LA Force, there's been a few moments where they've looked a little shaky in midfield, but aside from that, they do look comfortable. They obviously can't be thrilled being down 1-0, but of course they got to be patient. They've got to keep their poise. Now playing the long ball like we saw not too long ago, Ivan Hernandez. This looks pretty scary. Michael Salazar almost able to get to it. Finally kicked away for a moment, but now maybe a shot towards that empty net. But some shaky and scary play that time from Jordan Martinez. That's something we cannot see. That's something Capo FC really has to just stop right away.
Jordan Martinez, questionable decision making there in your first start. Michael Salazar taking on 4 Capo defenders there, almost found a way to get a touch.
And to be honest, I think the better thing to say when looking back at what just took place is that you want to say Jordan Martinez is playing with fire, actually.
Yeah, that was risky business there, coming way out off your line, out of your area to try and head the ball. And it was Brigida, I think, that tried to take a touch. Oh.
And very quickly off the restart, there was an opportunity for the LA Force, but the ball goes out of bounds for a goal kick.
Force starting to press some buttons here.
And Brigida once again getting involved. Capo, of course, got to be confident. They got to love the fact that they're playing with a 1-0 lead. But basically, we're seeing LA Force knocking on the door. They're finding those opportunities, and at times also taking advantage of some Capo FC mistakes.
Well, until that Capo goal, LA Force had scored 6 unanswered goals. The 2 that they scored in the comeback draw in the season opener, and then the 4-0 win 2 weeks ago against Monsoon.
And this is to be honest, it's a reality check that you need sometimes. You got long seasons, you got a lot of matches to play. Everything's not always going to go according to plan. Here comes the throw-in, launched by Lamelli. Did take a bounce. Ivan Hernandez stepping up. Now Justin Jovel doing a great job to maintain possession. And his pass actually going off of Michael Salazar, but he was in an offside position.
A little helter-skelter there from LA Force.
And that ball from Miles Hodgson, unable to connect with Symes or Scalzo. Eventually got to Kainen. Now to the other center back, Ivan Hernandez, looking to play the long ball. That time went off the head of Kian Aminlu. Now it's Mohamed War. You give him space, and he could definitely punish you. Pushes it to the outside to Ronaldo Lamelli. The cross. Alexander Thompson-Hill having to go back and get it. Now able to find Michael Salazar. Salazar playing as the striker, but dropping back, looking more like an attacking midfielder at times. Dekel Kainen. Not really sure who he was looking for. Want to say he was looking for Brigida, but goes straight to Jordan Martinez. And we have played 20 minutes in this match. Capo FC with a 1-0 lead over the LA Force. Only goal so far scored by Brandon Zambrano in the 2nd minute of play. I'm Ardif Takari along with Dennis Pope, proud to be bringing you tonight's play-by-play live from Veterans Stadium in Long Beach, California. Brought to you by Gold Media. And just a quick announcement for the latest scores, stats, standings, and news, visit nisasoccer.com. And you gotta like the atmosphere tonight. You hear the drums, you hear the beat of the drums, these LA Force supporters.
Those are the Capo supporters.
Oh. Well, either way, plenty of LA Force supporters in attendance. They're waiting for that opportunity to erupt. Enjoy. Lamelli that time looking for Salazar. Lamelli with a throw-in to Justin Jovel. Back to Lamelli. Now it's Mohamed War. You know he wants to get something going, and his pass that time was broken up, but he was looking for Brian Ortega. Here come Capo FC the other way. Seth Tormund forced to come off his line. Does a great job shielding the ball out of bounds from Parker Scalzo.
Not something a goalkeeper often has to do, is come outside his area and shield off a forward. But this LA Force back line sometimes requires you to do different things as a goalkeeper. I think the last several seasons with Brandon Gomez, right, allowed him to do that, come outside of his area. Seth Tormund, a little bit of a different goalkeeper.
And that pass from Dekel Kainen, just going straight to Kian Aminlu. And now that back pass, actually that touch from Dekel Kainen, did go towards Ivan Hernandez, but at first looked like be a little dangerous. You were thinking for a moment it could have been an opportunity for Cole Symes.
Force again have to try and stay connected here. Move the ball through midfield without too many big swings.
Joel Queist, now to Justin Jovel, playing it to the outside to the left back, Alexander Thompson-Hill. Ball finds its way back to the keeper, Seth Torman, and he is feeling the pressure, has to get rid of it quickly. Was able to find, that time was able to find Ortega. It looks like the pressure at times has appeared to throw off the LA Force. But
I don't think it's ideal that they want to play the ball back to Torman.
And that time, great job providing some help defense from Muhammad War. Very aggressive, plenty of speed. Now it's Joel Queist finding some space, takes a shot. And that one going straight to Jordan Martinez.
It was a good look from Queist, just not enough pace on the ball. I like the way he came central, fired, but that's not going to challenge a professional keeper.
And that time it was the movement and the speed, especially of Dante Brigida, that opened up some space for Joel Queist. The long clearance going off the head of Dekel Kainen, but doesn't go forward. Instead it goes kind of backward out of bounds, so it will be a throw-in for Capo FC. Plenty of noise being made by the Capo FC supporters. Obviously did not have to travel very far. Scalzo sending it to the outside. Dylan Shockey got involved as well. Tried to get the ball to Brian Herrera. Unable to connect on that ball movement. A throw-in taken. Now a throw-in for Capo. Justin Jovel thought he had kept it in play, but it will be a throw-in for Capo. Looks like the LA Force bench and LA Force players not agreeing. Dylan Shockey with the throw-in, going off the head of Kainen. Kainen slicing this one high into the air, going off the head of Segal.
It's an interesting start so far from Capo. How are they managing a lead?
And that pass from Brandon Zambrano, able to find Cole Symes. He turns, gets it to Hodgson. Hodgson's pass broken up momentarily by Muhammad War. Brandon Zambrano switching the field.
Great ball.
Alexander Thompson-Hill trying to take away space from Brian Herrera. Is he able to? Herrera does basically win that battle at the last moment. Gets a shot off, didn't get too much on it, but he did come away with the ball.
Let's take a look at that one again. Nutmeg the defender. Won the ball and a little right-footed top of the foot flick.
And that time Alexander Thompson-Hill losing the ball once again. Herrera with the cross, going off the foot of Dekel Kainen. It was a giveaway once again involving Alexander Thompson-Hill. He takes the throw-in, looking for Joel Queist. Winning another throw-in. Queist quickly with the throw-in to Alexander Thompson-Hill. And he switches the field looking for Muhammad War. And that's a very good ball, but great readjustment, great defensive play from Miles Hodgson. Plays it back to Martinez. Off the head of Ivan Hernandez.
Better header there from Dex.
Very good one, finding Dante Brigida. Plays it to the outside to Queist. His cross looks like a deflected by Shockey. And Thompson-Hill, luckily his touch was able to find Justin Jovel. The whistle is blown. It will be a free kick. Now the question here is, are the LA Force players asking for another booking? From what we can see, the official just having a quick conversation with Cole Symes.
He is going to the book for Cole Symes.
Looks like I was wrong. I thought it was a conversation. It was actually a conversation and a yellow card. So the third yellow card of the first half for Capo FC.
Yeah, Cole Symes, late and high, that right foot. It's dangerous, reckless. Thompson Hill, careless with the ball so far tonight for LA Force. Too many giveaways. And I question the logic of having Garrett Hogbin and Aiden Bowers on the bench or unavailable, tonight.
For tonight, Bowers is unavailable, but Hogbin, he is available.
Those are all NISA 11 players.
But right now, more importantly, it appears it was Justin Jovel being attended to. We'll look back at the goal. There was a lot of traffic in that penalty area. Like I said earlier, LA Force defenders at bay did not look comfortable. But great job from Brandon Zambrano to slot that ball, finding that space. It was kind of tight. And
Just dribbled past Dex Kynan, though. Kynan was just on his heels trying to turn and find. Ivan Hernandez coming in late, trying to dive. Not a good look from LA Force early on.
And the good news for LA Force, Justin Jovel appears to be okay after being attended to by the training staff of the LA Force. This will definitely add a couple minutes of stoppage time.
Justin Jovel, of course, local SoCal kid, Cal State Fullerton, Big West, all second team selection.
Fans, a yellow card has been issued to number 66, Cole Symes.
The ball back into play. Like we mentioned earlier, 3 yellow cards in the first half for Capo FC, but they do have a 1-0 lead. And Lamelli not able to keep that possession going. Cleared momentarily by Capo FC, sent high into the air by Jovel. Nice work from Muhammad War, bringing it down with his touch. Unable to maintain possession. And now Capo FC trying to get this move going. Very nice work from Segal to Symes. Back to Segal. He's got some space. You know what he probably wants to do. Brings it back now to Vickers. Vickers with the cross. Straight to the chest of Alexander Thompson Hill.
Cross-cock Torman in between two minds.
Nice work from Kian Amin Liu. Being aggressive as one of the center backs. Now Zambrano. Whistle blown, will be a free kick for Capo. That time it was Shockey who was brought down. Will be a free kick for Capo. And it is Daniel Segal wearing the captain's armband tonight. He's playing with a yellow card as well. He knows he's got to be careful, he's got to be disciplined. And his free kick goes off the head of Ivan Hernandez. Good touch from Symes after getting the ball from Vickers. Brandon Zambrano sends it outside to Brian Herrera. His cross takes a deflection off the back of Thompson Hill. That will be another corner kick for Capo.
Capo FC being allowed to do quite a bit in the attacking third for LA Force.
We have played more than 30 minutes. Tonight's match between LA Force and Capo FC. This is NISA Soccer Action. Brought to you live by Gold Media. Ardis Takari along with Dennis Pope, proud to be bringing you tonight's play-by-play from Long Beach, California. And here comes the corner kick.
Floated to the back post, but nobody home.
LA Force pushing up quickly to clear their lines. Brandon Zambrano looking to send this one into the right spot. Does take a bounce, but will be a goal kick.
LA Force have to maintain composure here. Still tons of time in this match.
And of course, eventually, pretty soon, we'll be getting to those very crucial last minutes of the first half, where both teams are really going to have to be very, very disciplined. And that time, Thompson Hill unable to stop the ball. Now it's Brian Herrera, basically surrounded by Thompson Hill and Joel Queist. Now Brigida with the touch. Does take a deflection, will be a throw-in for the Force.
Force have seen most dangerous tonight on the counterattack. They have to try and build here. String together 12, 15 passes, that kind of deal.
Ivan Hernandez, his long ball.
Commentator's curse.
Going straight to Manuel Kariuki. You know, it's those kinds of passes you're wondering, you know, where are those going? Dekil Kynan getting involved on the attack. Brigida with the touch. Salazar, great job pushing it out to Queist. He does have some space. Finding Salazar now. Salazar looking to cross it. He cuts it back instead. And here is the cross. Coming out very nicely is Martinez trying to corral the ball. It is still loose. Finally clear to safety.
Martinez, risky moves back there in the back for Capo FC. Not very sure-handed so far tonight.
Now that last moment was Miles Hodgson just ripping the ball out to safety. LA Force trying to do everything they can to get that equalizer. Mohamed War, he's got space. Of course, does a good job not holding onto the ball very long. Lomeli sending it back into the penalty area. Queist with a touch, did take a deflection, but there was a push actually from Queist. That will be a free kick for Capo.
Yeah, ball hit to the back post, trying to get some space. There's a shove.
Good call from the official.
A little soft, if you ask me.
Jordan Martinez. Not in a hurry to take this free kick. Dekil Kynan climbing high to get his head on that ball. Now Mohamed War.
Referee says play on.
Referee is letting them play at times. Now it's Symes. Was not too much contact. And it was, of course, Mohamed War who was not being as aggressive and aware with the ball. Daniel Segal. Able to find Kian Amin Lu. Try to get past Alexander Thompson Hill, but actually will be a throw-in for Capo. Dylan Shockey taking the throw-in to Zambrano. Back to Shockey. Zambrano once again. Kariuki to Vickers. Capo FC is able to take a 1-0 lead into the halftime locker room. They'll definitely be feeling good about their chances. Miles Hodgson, his pass was broken up. Did get it back. Kariuki unable to maintain possession. Now it's Mohamed War. Had it for a moment, knocked out of bounds by Vickers. Both teams not really giving each other a lot of space, especially in the middle third of the pitch.
Mo War, of course, scored 2 goals in the last game. Needs to find some spaces here tonight to operate, get open. Early on, Force were looking to expand those wings. So far in the last 15, 20 minutes, not so much.
And Mohamed War just brings such a good dynamic to this team, to this attack. And also, of course, coming from Japan, brings a very disciplined game as well, too. And that long ball going off the head of Kariuki. Now Segal, but taken away very nicely by Ortega. He does have some space. Now it's Salazar faking the shot. He's playing it outside to War. War, is that a cross or is it a shot? Hard to say, but Jordan Martinez going high into the air to corral the ball.
I think War was trying to chip it into the back post there. Didn't quite have the curve on it that he was hoping for.
I know perhaps maybe he's been watching some highlights from the 2002 World Cup, trying to do that Ronaldinho style. And the long ball, this could be trouble. Ivan Hernandez did get a touch on it. Now it's Lamelli, but there was a whistle for some contact.
Hernandez earns the foul. Does a good job to shield off the forward.
Getting closer to the 40th minute of the match. Capo FC maintaining their 1-0 lead. Newcomers to Nisa, but have 2 draws so far, and right now they have a 1-0 lead. Definitely not looking like newcomers, if you ask me.
3 goals in 3 matches so far, but I think they're going to have to find another one tonight still.
And a great give and go. Mohamedor finding Ronaldo Lamelli. Now Salazar doing a good job holding the ball for a bit. Ortega playing it outside to Thompson Hill. Now Joel Quist, he's got some space. Will he take advantage of it? Now finds Salazar. Once again, back to Lamelli. Justin Jovel to Dekel Kainen. Back to Jovel. That time was looking for Mohamed War, but unable to connect. Miles Hodgson not in a hurry to play this ball forward. Kariuki does exactly that, but it goes straight to Ivan Hernandez. Maybe some contact there from Daniel Segal, but not enough to warrant a whistle. Brigida being a little aggressive. Now Zambrano to Symes. Now it's Hodgson to Vickers. Vickers needed to get the ball to someone after the space was being broken down. Great moves from Hodgson going off the head of Symes.
Bolero there.
Ball got to play its way back to Torman. And that time it was Manuel Kariuki. Whistle for the foul on Brian Ortega.
Physical early into the long ball there. Yeah. Referee had no choice. It was very obvious.
Michael Salazar needs to do something with it. Nearly lost the ball and finally did this time. Now Parker Scalzo. Justin Jovel wanting to help out as well. Now here comes Ortega. Will he be able to make the right pass? Was trying to find Joel Quist. And actually Quist is the one to whistle for the foul. At times definitely has been a frustrating game for LA Force, and I think the frustration will grow the more and more of those tickets, the more and more of those minutes start ticking away.
Capo's just so connected, so well trained, so well practiced. This team has, for the most part, been playing together for years.
And there is action. There's action from both benches. Players getting warmed up. You just know there's going to be a few changes to start the second half. And I think with Cap from the standpoint of Capo FC, they've got to make a couple of changes. I know you like the players you have out there, but eventually, maybe not right at the start of the second half, but those changes have got to come eventually, especially a couple players who are playing with yellow cards.
Yeah, the cards do come into play here in the second half.
And now trying to take advantage of a giveaway. Vickers with the cross. That time going off the head of Kainen. Mohamed War doing a great job coming back to help on defense. Now here come the Force on the counterattack. It's Brigida to Quist. Was that pushed a little too far for him? Now here's Quist with some nice moves. Still has it. Did he push that one a little too far ahead? That's exactly what he did. Actually went out of bounds for a goal kick. You got to be careful when you hit, you may not have that much space. You got the speed, but you push that ball a little too far ahead and you realize afterwards, ouch.
Yeah, a little heavy touch from Quist here. So it was a good move to try and get to the touch line. But yeah, heavy.
And that
ball was out of play before Capo FC player came sliding in.
And that time he was going up against Dylan Shockey. And the wingbacks and the back line of Capo FC, they've been doing their part tonight, that's for sure. Miles Hodgson with a nice move, but unable to get past Muhammad War. Does come back to win that ball again. And now it's Parker Scalzo playing out wide. This time losing the ball, but he actually did draw a whistle for a foul. And Parker Scalzo playing as the striker. He is also playing out wide as well. And that ball switching the field.
Hands high on the back from Ivan Hernandez.
Another whistle. This time looks like it will be a free kick for Capo. As we're getting closer and closer to stoppage time.
Capo FC content to take their sweet time here.
And that really is the wise thing to do. You have a 1-0 lead on the road. They're going to want to make sure, they're going to want to clamp down and take this lead into the halftime locker room. The free kick from Segal does take a bounce. Scalzo, not really sure. I mean, you want to assume he wanted to cross that ball, but just sliced it out of bounds.
Without playing it and taking a second or third touch here, if you're going to take it first time, it's got to be left-footed like that, and a little selfish from Scalzo, perhaps.
LA Force, of course, playing with a sense of urgency. They are down 1-0. That's Dekel Kainen. The Thompson Hill. Now Queest. Sent out of bounds. Actually, I was about to say sent out of bounds by Shockey, but it had already gone over the touch line. Perhaps Queest did not get the best first touch. Shockey with the throw in. Now it's Scalzo taking a shot. Did not get very much on it.
Scalzo is definitely a striker. Only has eyes for goal.
Michael Salazar attempted to get a touch, but it is played outside to Queest once again. He does have a habit of cutting it inside. Now finding Salazar. Once again to Queest. Thompson Hill wanted to whip this one into the penalty area. That's exactly what he did. Was able to find Joel Queest, but Queest was not in a very good position, to really get a very good shot.
Queest streaking through the middle there. Thompson Hill finds him. You just can't maneuver the hips right around to get your left foot onto that. That's difficult for any player.
And we are now in stoppage time. Jordan Martinez with the goal kick. Goes out of bounds. Last one off the head of Dekel Kainen. Off the head, the flick header from Brian Herrera to Scalzo. That time looking for Cole Symes. Broken up. Dylan Shockey. About to say, holding onto the ball a little too long. That ball ends up going out of bounds. Throw in for the Force. And Joel Queest. Been busy tonight. And looks like that ball may have gone out of bounds or perhaps even a handball. Yeah, it did actually go off the hand of Brian Herrera, so it will be a free kick. And you got to assume that Alexander Thompson Hill will want to send this one into the penalty area. Could be the last opportunity of the first half for the LA Force.
This is his spot right here.
And here it comes. Did take a deflection. Will it go out of bounds for a corner kick? Good work from Symes to make sure that ball did not go out of bounds for a corner. He does send it out of bounds. Will be a goal. Will be a throw-in actually for the LA Force. But great awareness from Cole Symes. You don't want to give away a late corner kick. Off the head of Amin Lu. Zambrano with a good touch. Justin Jovel being pretty aggressive with that slide tackle. And there is the whistle. That is the end of the first half. Capo FC with a 1-0 lead over the LA Force. Only goal of the match so far coming in the 2nd minute from Brandon Zambrano.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise, I think we could say, to have Capo FC in the lead at this stage and having maintained a lead for 44 minutes, almost 43 minutes plus stoppage. And a good showing so far from Capo, keeping LA Force at bay, right, limiting their options. And I think the yellow cards that they've earned have been well deserved, right? They've limited LA Force's attacks. And there's the early goal from Zambrano, and that's the only goal we have in this game. Just dribbles through traffic, finds the ball at his feet for a left-footed goal. Pretty simple stuff, I think, if you're Zambrano, right?
We'll have to see what happens in the 2nd half. I'm sure LA Force and their coaching staff will probably have plenty to say. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the start of the 2nd half. This is NISA Soccer Action, brought to you live by Goal Media. And once again, for the latest scores, stats, standings, and news, visit nisasoccer.com. Welcome back for the start of the second half between the LA Force and Capo FC. Art Iftikhari along with Dennis Pope, proud to be bringing you tonight's play-by-play from Veterans Memorial Stadium in Long Beach, California. Now, Dennis, imagine, to be a fly on the wall, what do you think was being said in that LA Force locker room? Was there some talk about, let's bring on some second half subs, or do you think it was just stay patient, stick with the plan?
Bring on Chile. I think that's the overwhelming sentiment at the moment for LA Force. You need a goal, you know where to go. It's the man with the longest name. Is it Jose Salvador Montes de Oca?
I just say Jose Montes de Oca. That's good enough for me.
And I think there's a Gonzalez on the end even.
Like I said, for me, I've known him since my days of working with doing play-by-play for OCFC. He's Jose Montes de Oca. I know his nickname is Chila. Those are the names I use, and I will not change.
Also, Brian Ortega, right? He scored goals for LA Force in each of the first 2 games. Kind of been absent so far tonight. Only called his name a couple of times. Hasn't had really a good look on goal yet. He's definitely a goal scorer for this team. I don't know if they're going to rely on him for goals, but I think the absence from the score sheet is looming larger for Michael Salazar with each match here that we go through. This is now 880 minutes plus 45, so we're looking at 220 minutes plus without a goal for Michael Salazar.
I'm glad you're in charge of the math numbers, but also, yeah, Michael Salazar, he's had stints before with Miami FC, LA Galaxy 2, Memphis 901, and of course also with the national team of Belize. And I chose him to be my X Factor, our edition of NISA X. And yeah, I think he knows he's got to step up, that's for sure.
I got an excellent note about him when he finally scores a goal. I'm going to save it.
All right. Well, I definitely don't know it. I'm glad you got it. And we are underway to start the second half. And of course, proud to announce that the official soccer ball sponsor of NISA is Zara. And very quickly, right off the bat, we're seeing both teams being aggressive. Zambrano with a quick touch to Scalzo. Is back to the goal. Unable to maintain possession. Now it is Ortega. Able to find Quist. Still Joel Quist. Can he get past Shockey? He does. Here's the cross. Off the head of Kariuki. Now Herrera to Shockey. Looking for Zambrano. Zambrano looked like he might have lost the ball. He was brought down, able to win a free kick.
Fouled from behind by Ortega here. Ortega trying to win the ball back.
There doesn't appear to be any changes made for Capo FC. Some people might find that a little surprising considering that Capo FC did get 3 players in the book in the first half. It looks like head coach Peter Carey trusting his guys on the pitch. Probably will make some changes eventually.
Do have a change for LA Force.
It does look like Ronaldo Pineda has come on for the LA Force. Now it's Salazar. Playing it back to Alexander Thompson-Hill. Now to Quist. Will he be able to find Salazar once again? Ball does go out of bounds. And yeah, number 16, Ronaldo Pineda has come on. Previously had a stint with Albion San Diego and the Chattanooga Red Wolves. I want to say it looks like he's come on for Dante Brigida. And with the drums continuing to pound, you got to like this atmosphere at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Mohamed War that time looking for Salazar, was broken up momentarily. Eventually got to Pineda. Now it's Ortega, able to maintain possession. Pineda once again looking for Quist, but the flag does come up for offside. Quist not agreeing.
Force have to continue to challenge that line, though. That's where the goals are scored.
Jordan Martinez taking his time with this free kick. Justin Jovel Did get his head on it for a moment. Did get his head on it. Whistle blown again. Looks like the physical play picking up a little bit early on in the second half.
Fans, while we have a moment, check out NISA's new streaming platform, NISA Plus, your home for the latest content, highlights, and live matches. It's all there, all the action, all in one place, only on NISA Plus.
Free kick to be taken by Daniel Segal. The long ball from Kariuki. That time was looking for streaking Cameron Vickers. A little too far for the man wearing the number 33 shirt. Goes out of bounds for a goal kick. Justin Jovel. Plays it to the outside to Garrett Hogbin. So there's the other change made. There's another change made for LA Force. Garrett Hogbin has come on to replace Dekel Kainen. So the center backs now Ivan Hernandez and Garrett Hogbin. And you talk about some good depth and a good replacement. Plenty to say. Basically not much more needs to be said about Garrett Hogbin. Has a very good CV, plenty of experience. That long ball almost connecting with Joel Quist. And that time was Kian Amin-Lu able to make the adjustments that he needed to make.
Hogman, arguably one of the best center backs in the history of this league.
Plenty of experience, especially with Cal United strikers.
Michigan Stars last year.
So a couple changes for the LA Force. That's a good touch, and able to find Herrera. A nice work from Garrett Hogbin. And his pass able to find Justin Jovel. Like I said, physical play picking up. Now Zambrano able to get onto that loose ball. He's able to momentarily find the captain Segal. Did not get the best first touch. Was unable to really maintain possession. Now Mohamed War plays it back to Ronaldo Pineda. The touch from he got to Ronaldo Pineda earlier. It was Ronaldo Lomelli. Alexander Thompson-Hill knows that he has the help as well from Garrett Hogbin. So two changes from the LA Force. Now, from your standpoint, are you surprised that there aren't any changes yet from Capo FC?
Yeah, maybe a little. Their depth not quite what LA Force's is, though. So maybe they're not quite so ready to make changes like LA Force is.
And now Mohamed War getting it to Lomelli. Back to War. Earlier we saw the ball at the feet of Salazar. War trying to cross it. Good work from Miles Hodgson. Does go out of bounds for a throw-in. We've seen this tonight on a few occasions. Ronaldo Lomelli want to launch this deep into the Capo FC penalty area. Perhaps for some good luck on a flick header.
Got the flick header, but nobody there at the back end.
Jordan Martinez taking his time. We're early in the second half. Capo FC does not come off as a team that's just going to park the bus and try and hold on to this 1-0 lead. But eventually, as we get later into this match, if the score remains the same, I think we will start seeing a little bit of that.
Yeah, there'll be a more defensive posture from Capo after about 75 minutes for sure.
Nice work from Justin Jovel to break up that pass. The quick touch from Salazar almost got it to Quist.
Great tackle.
Great work from Kian Amin-Lu. And that time, it was Cole Symes. His pass was broken up. Manuel Kariuki having to step up.
Kariuki's been a strong presence for Capo tonight.
And we just saw Ronaldo Lomelli looking for Mohamed War. Now Brian Ortega to Ronaldo Pineda. Now to Lomelli. And one thing we've been seeing tonight, Capo FC doing a great job by all their players, sacrificing their bodies, especially on defense, getting in front of those crosses. And after a while, that definitely becomes frustrating.
Yeah, great job getting in the passing lanes. Capo.
They've definitely been playing very disciplined match. Like you said, getting into those passing lanes, getting in front of the ball, not being afraid to sacrifice their bodies. That's what you want to see. That's exactly what you want to see from a team that doesn't have as much experience. But they're playing with a 1-0 lead. And of course, like you said, they will have more of a defensive posture eventually. And here comes the cross from Herrera. The header in front. That time it was Scalzo. Did not get very much on that header, but it was an opportunity nonetheless.
Yeah, Scalzo had a shielded look on the way through. Did get his head onto it, and it is a shot on goal. Right at Tormund, though. Tormund did a good job keeping his body shape in front of the ball.
And we know 2-goal leads. I mean, obviously, still a 1-0 game. Hypothetically speaking, had that gone in, we know 2-goal leads are very dangerous leads, but you got to assume with Capo FC, if they're able to find another goal, they're going to treat it as an insurance goal and definitely change their tactics a bit.
And if you're LA Force, you have to go at those players that have yellow cards right now.
And those 3 players, of course, taking a look, Cole Symes is one of them, Daniel Segal is another, the other is also Miles Hodgson.
Attack those areas. Have players take runners on 1v1 and try and create contact. Do what you can to try and create an advantage.
Ronaldo Pineda being very active to start the second half, and that ball, that time looking for Mohamed War. And very dangerous the last moment. Martinez clears it. Salazar sliding, definitely being aggressive. Wanting to see if Martinez might take one extra touch. Never know what might happen. Ball did go out of bounds. Will be a throw in for the LA Force.
LA Force do look like they have a little bit more urgency about them at the moment.
And I think some of that urgency also comes from the fact that, Ronaldo Pineda, ever since he's come on to start the second half, he is being very active in midfield, getting involved. Now Thompson Hill sending this one to the penalty area, the header, and it's a goal, but wait, the flag did come up. Michael Salazar thought he had scored the equalizer.
Great ball in from Thompson Hill. And Salazar was probably a full body width offside.
So close to being 1-1.
Yeah, he was certainly in an offside position. Trying to get that first goal for LA Force. He wants me to tell that story. I know he does.
Now the free kick taken. LA Force, of course, it's disappointing when the goal is disallowed, but it's their mindset of basically pushing players forward, being aggressive. This is exactly what they need. They've got to have that sense of urgency. They're going to have to take some risks. That's for sure. I mean, you don't want to throw the kitchen sink up front so fast, but they've got to take some risks, and you got to like their mindset.
The more you challenge up at the tip of the spear too, the more trepidatious the center backs and the defense gets. So not necessarily the worst thing that could happen right there for Force to put the ball in the back of the net, even though it was offside. It shows an intent, right? I think that's important for LA Force.
Garrett Hogbin that time looking for Thompson Hill. And it looks like it will be, of course, a throw-in for Capo FC. Dylan Shockey not in a hurry to get this ball back into play. And it would be, of course, wise for any Capo player to just get this ball back into play quickly in any kind of these dead ball situations. You do not want to get yourself in the book for time wasting.
The key word is slow play. If you're Capo FC, you do just enough to keep the game moving without getting that card. So every restart, an extra second or 5, every throw in, until the referee tells you to come on, throw it in. So that way you salt precious seconds out of this match. It's all part of the gameplay for Capo FC right now.
And the ball back into play. LA Force whistle for a foul. Getting close to the hour mark. Played more than 10 minutes of the second half. Capo FC maintaining a 1-0 lead. Only goal of the match so far, scored by Brandon Zambrano early, just only in the 2nd minute.
And we're about 90 seconds into the match.
Ardif Takari along with Dennis Pope, proud to be bringing you tonight's play-by-play live on Goal Media. We're at Veterans Memorial Stadium in beautiful Long Beach, California. NISA soccer action. Capo FC looking to get something going. Perhaps a little bit of miscommunication. Some contact from behind on Ronaldo Lamelli. Quickly taking the free kick, not wanting to waste any time. LA Force wanting to maintain this tempo. Last thing they'd want is to slow this match down, because that would obviously help out Capo FC. Now looking for Michael Salazar. That time it was Justin Jovel.
Trying to find a way to play the ball into Salazar. LA Force right now just looking for a goal. They found goals in their first 2 matches so far this season. It's been a long time since they were shut out.
Hogbin.
Aside from the U.S. Open Cup match, I should say, against Spokane Velocity.
Garrett Hogbin looking for Mohamed War. Goes off the head of Shaki. Now Segal. Herrera gets involved. Pineda to War. Back to Ronaldo Pineda. And his pass is not a very good one. Was taken away momentarily. Zambrano got involved. Now Hogbin able to get it back. Salazar dropping back. Switching the field nicely to Ronaldo Lamelli. Lamelli knows he has Quist available. Instead able to get it to Ortega. Back to Lamelli. Cuts it inside. Still Lamelli. I want to say he was looking to send the ball into the penalty area towards perhaps Salazar or Thompson Hill, but actually went straight to Jordan Martinez.
A decent ball in. Force players were just not quick to react to it. And the intent is there from LA Force. Salazar just has to do a little bit better job of reading that, maybe practice it a little bit more. I see a goal coming from that some point this season.
Justin Jovel getting the ball to Quist. A very nice turn. Ball control from Quist. Now it's Mohamed War. To Pineda. Now Hogbin stepping up quite a bit. Thompson Hill. Had a very good ball earlier that went to Salazar. Unfortunately for LA Force, it was a disallowed goal. Pineda to Jovel. Now Ivan Hernandez.
Good spell of possession here from Force.
Now Hogbin switches the field. Goes off the head of Lamelli. Quist. Pineda able to find Garrett Hogbin. Mohamed War plays it outside the Thompson Hill. Seeing a lot of the same past few minutes. LA Force maintaining possession. And we're starting to see more of that defensive posture from Capo FC. Not sure I'm using the term parking the bus, but they are putting players behind the ball. We've seen them give space tonight, various occasions, to LA Force on the outside, but they clamp down at the right moments. But this could be the opportunity for War. Can he bring it down? He did have it. He was onside, but unable to get his footing in the right and the best way.
Could not find the ball underneath his own body there. A great ball in.
And I think that's what I want to say. Could not find his footing. There
Tremendous ball in there from Quist to War. And just unable hand-eye foot coordination there.
Pineda, that time, excuse me, Lamelli switching the field. And you got to like that teamwork, that pass from Quist looking for War. They definitely know they definitely know each other very well. Definitely on the same page on that ball. Just had War been able to get his footing, definitely could have found that equalizer. Now Quist looking to cross it once again. Does go right back to him. Would have been a throw in had it gone out of bounds. Of course, wants to keep this one in play. wanting to keep these Capo FC players on their heels. Seth Torman well off his line. An easy decision for him to be really well off his line, especially with how far we see Capo FC playing behind the ball, not really pushing anyone forward. They have a 1-0 lead. Now one went off the head real quickly of Hogbin. Ronaldo Pineda plays it back to one of the center backs, Ivan Hernandez. I think LA Force probably want to try and create some set piece opportunities. Really not many at all today. Not much in the second half, actually. It's been a pretty clean second half so far. Now Joe Quist with a nice move with his left foot. That could be a good ball for Salazar. Can he get to it? Martinez able to corral the ball right in time.
Goalkeeper for Capo does a good job quickly getting off his line, attacking that ball before Salazar is able to get to it. This is much better, though, from Force. The build-up, they just have to find that final touch. That final pass that unlocks Salazar, I think, is what it is tonight.
There've hardly been many opportunities in the second half for Capo FC. And now Brian Herrera trying to change that. Now, a little bit of trouble on that clearance. Can Symes get the shot? We do see a shot from the top of the penalty area. It takes a deflection. Nice defensive play. Now Ivan Hernandez trying to get rid of it. Goes off the head of Hogbin. The touch from Moore. Now Thompson Hill. Instead of sending it up the field, instead played it towards Ronaldo Pineda. But now it's Cole Symes once again. With a very nice turn, very nice move. Looking to cross it, goes straight to Justin Jovel. Hogbin clears it out quickly, but goes straight to Dylan Shockey. The touch from Zambrano, the goal scorer of the night. Looking for Brian Herrera. Good work from Alexander Thompson Hill. Brian Ortega. A good ball to find some space. Quist taking the pass from Jovel. Quist against Hodgson. Back to Jovel. Doing a great job to maintain possession. Taking advantage of the space that he has. War switches the field. Might be a little too far for Quist, but no, he is able to maintain possession. Can he keep it in play? Still has it. Yes, he does. Still Quist. Back to Pineda. Try to get it back to Quist. Good work from Ivan Hernandez to head the ball out of bounds. Now we are going to see some changes, some more changes from the LA Force. We're going to see a double switch from the Force. We're going to see a double switch from Capo FC.
Looks like Parker Scalzo is going to come off for Capo. Brian Ortega off for LA Force. Gentleman with a thick-looking mustache is coming on the field for Capo FC. We'll get his name in just a moment. Herrera coming off as well for Capo.
So Jeremy Russell has come on for Capo FC. Of course, we'll get to those other changes in just a moment. We're in the 67th minute of play. Capo FC with a 1-0 lead over the LA Force. And that ball going off the back of Manuel Kariuki. Looks like Oscar Delgado has come on for the LA Force. LA Force wanting to get some fresh legs on the pitch, bring some more energy to this match to see if they can find that equalizer. Plenty of time left, but eventually the clock will become an enemy of the LA Force as time goes on. Pineda back to Ivan Hernandez.
Force had been moving the ball really, really well the last several minutes. We'll see how these changes impact how connected they stay.
And Victor Blanco, the two players that came on recently just now for the Force, Victor Blanco and Oscar Delgado. And That's a good touch and a very nice move from Ronaldo Lamelli. But his cross goes straight to Kian Aminlu. Might have held the ball a little long.
Aminlu studs up into that one.
Definitely risky. Sending it up the pitch, looking for Daniel Segal. Jeremy Russell was asking for it earlier. Segal holding onto the ball a little long, to be honest.
Capo FC about to put all effort behind the ball here, trying to maintain this lead. We've already seen in this second half LA Force with much more of the ball. They're just lacking that final pass.
So one of the players that was replaced for the LA Force was actually Mohamed War.
Sergio Montez is the gentleman with the mustache. He's a longtime Capo player. Played for the Capo Youth Academy, going back to the club's origins.
Justin Jovel getting the ball to Ivan Hernandez. We're now in the 70th minute of play. Capo FC with a 1-0 lead. LA Force has been aggressive in the second half. And of course, like it has been said earlier, just missing that final touch. Hogbin's pass did take was blocked, nearly given away, but it found its way back to Garrett Hogbin. Looking for Michael Salazar. Ball goes off the head of Dylan Shockey. So once again, those changes just now, just a few minutes ago for Capo FC. Sergio Montez and Jeremy Russell came on to replace Brian Herrera and Parker Scalzo. Victor Blanco and Oscar Delgado came on to replace Mohamed War.
Another substitution here for Capo.
This time it was Cameron Vickers coming off, and he's replaced by Omar Sabag, who's actually made an appearance before for Lebanon at the U23 level. Throw-ins taken quickly. Some good touches once again. But we keep on seeing these Capo FC players in the right place at the right time, breaking up any moves. Now it's Jeremy Russell with a nice run, trying to get something going on the counterattack. Does go out of bounds for an LA Force throw-in.
Yeah, a lot of changes here. Could be some missed connections here coming up for both sides. They try and settle in here in this next 5 minutes for the rest of the match. It's like a NASCAR team getting a new set of tires. Takes a little while to get them warm.
Joel Quist able to find Victor Blanco.
I should have used the IndyCar reference for the Grand Prix of Long Beach. I was here last week for that.
Delgado looking to cross it. Blocked by Kian Aminlu. Zambrano. Once again to Jeremy Russell. Back to Zambrano. Good work from Victor Blanco.
Seems like Capo's passes, though, they continue to find teammates. And that's a matter of practice, training, pitch time. A lot of these players have grown up together. They're a little less than 20 minutes away from their first 3 points as a professional side.
Now nearly almost clearing it, but with a deflection, it was momentarily looking good for Capo. Great work that time from Justin Jovel to take away a possible goal-scoring opportunity. Looks like one of the other players who recently came off as well was Alexander Thompson-Hill. So taking out a defender, bringing on more attackers. Now it's Michael Salazar, unable to win that battle with Amilou, but he does win the ball back. Still Salazar, did not have a lot of space. Both teams got to be careful. You don't want to commit a foul in the penalty area. There's Capo FC with a 1-0 lead, and that'd be the worst possible way for them to give up an opportunity for an equalizer. Ball's given away to Garrett Hogbin. Now Jovel making a nice adjustment, brought down, and that obviously will be a free kick. I guess from here we're wondering, will we see another booking? But if it were to be a booking, it obviously would have been Omar Sabag, who just came on, so it obviously would not involve someone getting a second yellow card and then getting sent off.
Yeah, ball was up at the hip height. Sabag came in a little late. It's Chila on the ball at the moment.
And Jose Montes de Oca did just come on. Will he be the one taking the free kick? LA Force looking for that super sub off the bench to come through. And that is a good ball. This could be a good opportunity. The shot, that one saved by Jordan Martinez.
That's the best opportunity of the night so far from LA Force, though.
Ball gets out quickly. Capo FC wanting to go on a counterattack. Sergio Montes. Jose Montes de Oca thought he had taken the ball away, but he's actually whistled for the foul.
A little chip out wide. And a good shot bouncing. That's difficult for the keeper. Martinez did well.
In the 75th minute of play, Capo FC took the lead in the second minute through Brandon Zambrano. Here's the free kick. Easy one for Seth Torman.
If you're a goalkeeper, you gotta love having Garrett Hogbin back there.
That ball actually did not, I was about to say did not go out of bounds, but actually it did. Perhaps a little bit of confusion for a few seconds. Delgado taking the throw in, found Victor Blanco. And the LA Force players, whether they're on the pitch or on the bench, just wondering, will we find that equalizer? You don't want to have a home game where you get blanked. You don't want to be blanked at home, that's for sure. We know they want the win, but with the time ticking away minute by minute, I think eventually you got to get into that mindset where you'd be okay with getting the draw.
You got to protect home field, though. And especially if you start the season with 4 consecutive home matches like they are. Dropping points at home is not a good look.
And Delgado was not in the best positioning. Now Capo FC trying to get something going on the counter attack. Jeremy Russell playing out wide, trying to get it back towards Hines. This could be the opportunity. The shot from Segal, that one going just a bit wide.
Had Torman on his heels there. Had his option of where to go with the ball. He chose to go wide of the post.
I mean, when you look back at what took place, you really got to compliment the work of Cole Symes. He made an excellent run, great turn, being very patient. Did a good job in finding the captain, Daniel Segal.
Capo FC continued to do a good job of staying connected, finding passes, finding feet.
Now this one, the long ball. And that time, I want to say, looking for Jose Montes de Oca. Kian Aminlu is brought down by Ronaldo Pineda. I think you have the supporters of Capo FC asking for a booking. Doesn't look like they're going to get that.
Chase was on, shoulder in the back. Nothing malicious there. Soft shoulder in the back. It's a good look at the Zara Nisa pro ball there.
A free kick taken by Jordan Martinez. Going off the head of Ivan Hernandez. Joel Quist thought he had got to the ball. Goes off the head of Ronaldo Lomeli, but now Daniel Segal looking for Symes. But either way would not have counted. The flag did come up for offside.
Capo, though, trying to challenge here at the end, find that insurance goal.
Justin Jovel took a tumble. And of course, LA Force playing with 3 players in the back sometimes leaves them exposed on a counterattack. Zambrano with the shot, and he scores! What a shot to make it 2-0. This one coming in the 80th minute, and you gotta say it, that one basically coming out of nowhere.
Zambrano, man of the match effort tonight. Second goal here in the 80th minute to give Capo FC a little bit of insurance. Is it the nail in the coffin tonight? We don't know. LA Force has come back from a 2-0 deficit before this season. But the way LA Force is playing versus the way that Capo FC is playing at the moment, it's looking like it's all Capo FC.
What a shot. You know that shot was a beauty. And you look back at the replay and, just look at the reaction of what Seth Torman did. He had no idea where that ball was going. That definitely was a beauty with the left foot. Of course, like we would say in Spanish, con la zurda.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot, beautiful finish.
Zambrano dribbles into the midfield, top of the arc, and just unleashes a left-footed beauty. Torman has no idea that that's coming, was totally on his heels.
So a 2-0 lead for Capo FC. Both goals scored by Brandon Zambrano. This is the man who also once had a stint with the team once known as San Diego 1904 in Nisa.
Bringing up the skeletons now.
Of course, I won't comment further on, the choice of that team name, but like I said, we'll move past that. But a 2-0 lead, and LA Force, of course, going to be forced to take some more risks. They're down 2-0. Like you said, they've been in this position before, but it's going to be very difficult to find 2 goals with about 9 minutes and some stoppage time remaining.
We saw them come back late against Irvine Zeta in the season opener, but the comeback was earlier.
Here's the corner kick. The header, that one going just a bit wide. That corner kick taken by Victor Blanco. And it looks like it was Salazar who nearly got his name on the score sheet.
Salazar's going to be feeling a little snake bitten at the moment.
And looking back at that game that took place at this exact venue, when LA Force was losing 2-0 to Irvine Zeta, it was Ortega scoring in the 80th minute and Jose Montes de Oca scoring in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. So they know how to deal with adversity, but you just realize that it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. They know they can do it, but they've got to find that first goal very quickly.
The first one from Ortega was a golazo, if I remember correctly. Gave Force all kinds of spirit and momentum moving forward.
Now Oscar Delgado able to find Victor Blanco. He's looking for Salazar. He's unable to get to the head of Salazar. Sent out of bounds by Miles Hodgson. And looks like Capo FC will be ready to make another change. You got to assume this is another one of those defensive substitutions.
They're packing the bus so they can park it.
Not sure if that substitution is going to come now, but yes, by looking at what the linesman is doing, that change should be coming, and the captain, Daniel Segal, will be coming off. He's got to be proud of his performance tonight. Blanco taking the throw in. Garrett Hogbin. Back to Blanco. Capo FC very content, giving space to LA Force. Different areas on the pitch. But once they get into that penalty area, they clamp down like they've been doing all night. Blocking shots as well. Michael Salazar loses the ball to Jeremy Russell. Capo FC, of course, will try and take advantage of any counterattack opportunities the rest of the match. They'll definitely be content in clearing the ball as well, too. They have a 2-0 lead. It's times like these where they can definitely afford to be very defensive. They want to hold on to that clean sheet, of course, but most important of all, they want those 3 points, especially on the road.
Not enough urgency right now for me from Force. Far too spread out. Short passes, they need to connect out of midfield. Short, long. And try and break open Capo's back line.
That's Cole Symes. Had it for a moment, was unable to maintain possession, but he's perfectly fine with just walking the ball out of bounds. Played a little over 85 minutes. A 2-0 lead for Capo FC over the LA Force. Garrett Hogbin switches the field, a long ball looking for Quist. Very nice scissor kick from Hodgson. And by this point, I think it's also easy to say that LA Force have got to, I know that they're going to play the ball forward, they're playing it on the wings, but you also got to try something different as well, too. But here's Quist.
It's too much of the same from Force.
And that cross actually does find its way eventually to Delgado. Will we see a shot from long range? Yes, we do. Going just a bit wide. That shot taken by Victor Blanco.
Not a bad look from Blanco. Salazar down. Just wide of the post. Looks like it had Martinez beat, though. Just takes one, right? Get things going. Find the back of the net. All of a sudden, there's tons of pressure on Capo.
Jordan Martinez taking the goal kick. Actually, surprisingly, takes a bounce. Zambrano playing it to the outside to Jeremy Russell. He's got some space. He shoots. That one going just a little high.
Well, he was set up for it. It was his to take. Got to keep his head down here. Had a chance to put away LA Force. He goes to opposite post there.
And great awareness from Zambrano. And finding Jeremy Russell. Knew that he had plenty of space. Salazar trying to get the flick header. Now Blanco plays it outside to Quist. Switches now to his left, looking for Montez Doca, headed out by Amin Lu. Delgado takes a shot, slices it wide.
Not at all handsome, that effort.
And the fact of the matter is, we could say it. It's been one of those nights for LA Force. They've had possession. They've had opportunities. They've had space on the flanks when they've been attacking, but they've not been able to create so many clear-cut scoring chances. That definitely is a testament to the game plan of Capo FC.
Capo has done a good job of limiting their wing play. And LA Force has a ton of speed on the wings, and they didn't bother them much at all tonight.
And now Victor Blanco, unable to get past Kian Aminlu. Aminlu sends it out of bounds. That ball was sent forward by Delgado. And LA Force have got to throw players forward on these throw-ins deep in Capo FC territory. Who cares if you throw a few more extra players forward? You never know what could happen with a lucky bounce or a lucky flick header. Be in the right place at the right time.
Trailing 2-0, there's not much difference between 2-0 and 3-0.
Now Justin Jovel taking a shot. That one going well wide. Like I said earlier, it's been one of those nights. And Capo definitely will let Justin Jovo have those shots all day, especially when they know that they are positioned in the right places.
Hard to think that that one didn't take a deflection somewhere on the way through.
There obviously will be a little bit of stoppage time, but in all honesty, I don't think enough for the LA Force.
I think upwards of about 4 minutes.
And Justin Jovel that time able to find, I want to say Salazar, but there was a whistle blown behind the play. And if that was a ball in the favor of, if that was a ball, yeah, that was supposed to be for LA Force. That's just a whistle that really was a killer, because Salazar, I think, was, basically could have put that one away.
He may have been onside. Tough to tell.
But it's those situations where you've got to play advantage. You take away that goal-scoring opportunity, and you're really frustrating everyone on that LA Force bench. Looking for Oscar Delgado. Jeremy Russell decides to just clear it, and rightfully so. We're in the 90th minute of the match. LA Force running out of time. They've been trailing the entire match. First goal was scored the 2nd minute by Brandon Zambrano. And he added his second in the 80th minute. And that's how it is 2-0 for Capo FC. This is Nisa Soccer Action, brought to you live by Gold Media. Ardith Dakari along with Dennis Prope.
And a card for Garrett Hogbin.
Definitely some frustration by now.
A little bit of a hold, maybe. Yeah, on Symes.
Yeah, did grab his shirt. And we are in stoppage time. 1 minute has already been played. Dylan Shockey will be wanting to take his time, not sending it into the penalty area. Looking for Cole Symes that time. Looks like Symes might have been brought down, but regardless, throw in for Capo. Hogbin quickly taking the throw in, finding Salazar. Salazar able to create some space. Now finds Joel Quist on the outside. We've seen this many times tonight.
To LA Force number 4, Garrett Ogden, in the 90th minute of play.
At this point, perhaps LA Force might just be content with possibly just breaking the shutout. And Hogbin doing a nice job maintaining possession, keeping it in play, looking for Salazar, was able to bring it down. Salazar turns and shoots. Did not get very much on it. Can one of the Force players get to the rebound? Finally corralled by Jordan Martinez. And if you ask me, that should pretty much do it. Looks like there was a little bit of contact in the penalty area, but Kian Aminlu appears to be all right. And I think he's more than all right. Capo FC with a 2-0 lead.
Just unable to find the back of the net tonight, LA Force and Michael Salazar. I think once Salazar does break through, it can mean good things for Force. Tonight it just wasn't there.
And like I said earlier, he was my choice for the X Factor tonight, but it's been one of those frustrating nights.
Somebody should have picked Brandon Zambrano. Hello.
Well, it's really tough. You got to pick one player from each team. Well, I'm sure next time we might be choosing him. And of course, that I'm talking about when LA Force does play Capo again. Ronaldo Pineda with the cross, headed away. We're in the 4th minute of stoppage time. Pineda with a long ball into the penalty area, looking for Montes de Oca. It actually will be A corner kick for the LA Force. Here comes the corner kick. The in-swinger.
Cleared off the line.
Might have been a little bit of contact. Cleared. Seth Torman way off his line. Rips it back down the pitch. Taking a bounce. Of course, Salazar could not get to it first. He would have been offside. And we played 4 minutes of stoppage time. It should be all she wrote. Off the head of Jeremy Russell. Amin Lou. Lost it to Ronaldo Pineda. Victor Blanco finding Quist. Quist not wanting to go 1v1 against Hodgson. Ball sent to the penalty area.
Referee looking at his whistle.
Jeremy Russell clears it. There is the whistle. And that is the final. Capo FC with a 2-0 victory over the LA Force at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Long Beach.
Capo FC get their first win as a NISA Pro team. LA Force take their first loss of the season. So they're 1-1-1 now on the year. Capo now 1-2-0. That means Capo now jumps into the lead in the Western Conference on 5 points.
They came into this game unbeaten, having only gotten 2 draws, but now they leave this venue tonight with smiles on their faces, getting all 3 points. A huge victory for Capo FC from the standpoint of LA Force. Obviously, got to say, a disappointing result. It was a frustrating match, that's for sure. But Capo FC took advantage of their opportunities. LA Force, just like you said earlier, could not find that final touch throughout the night.
Brandon Zambrano for Capo FC tonight. Left-footed shot first through the defense, give the visitors an early lead, and then he dribbles straight into the heart of LA Force's defense before hitting a sidewinder, left-footed, past Torman for what turned out to be the nail in the coffin tonight. A beautiful goal. And LA Force returns to action next Saturday, May 4th at 7 p.m. to take on Irvine Zeta FC. You don't want to miss this one. Fans can purchase their tickets now at tickets.nisasoccer.com.
So a 2-0 victory for Capo FC as we're getting ready to wrap this one up. Just once again, like to share and recognize Zara as the official soccer ball sponsor of NISA. I'm glad you're able to join us for tonight's broadcast of NISA Soccer, brought to you by Goal Media. Once again, the final score, LA Force 0, Capo FC 2. For Dennis Pope, I'm Ardith Takari.
Good night, everybody.